Hi, my name is Taniqua and welcome back to my channel. If you see me in the same outfit, yes, I'm doing multiple videos today, so just bear with me while I'm trying to get this content recorded. But today I'm going to talk about my PCOS journey. My PCOS journey has not been easy at all. Sometimes I just want to give up on it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, let's get through it. But it's definitely not for the weak. It's definitely, you know, it's definitely hard. 2 months ago, I was officially diagnosed with PCOS, but I kind of already knew it was something wrong, and I had been telling my doctor something was wrong, and they just wouldn't listen to me, until I kept pushing and pushing. But let me tell you, so ever since I was preteen and I started my menstrual, it's been heavy. But for my family line and the women in my family, we always have hard menstruals. So my great grandma, my grandma, my mom, me, hopefully my baby girl won't have to deal with this, but on down the family line, it's definitely been hard. So it's always been hard, hard to the point where it was a heavy flow. I'm sorry, TMI, but definitely heavy flow, cramping, all of that. Then as time went on, I got pregnant with my son fairly easy, and that was in 2011. I got pregnant with my son. I had him in 2012, January of 2012. Then turned back around, got pregnant in 2014 with my daughter, and had my daughter in 2014. Now that was a hard pregnancy, and I can definitely do a story time on that, but that was definitely a hard pregnancy. So that wasn't for the weak at all. Then in 2016, I turned around and got pregnant again, but that one ended in a miscarriage. And I had a miscarriage the day before Thanksgiving that year. So, well, I'm sorry. I had a miscarriage before. They didn't find the baby's heartbeat, but I had a DNC the day before Thanksgiving of that year. So I'll never forget that. And so that was the last time I officially had a baby growing in me. After that, when I did say, hey, I do want another baby, after I had some time to think, and this was many years later, many years later. So just here recently, within the last year, said maybe I do want a baby. Been trying. No luck. Chemical pregnancies, false positives, but no luck, and that's not normal. And so this started last year. I was telling my doctor, I am trying, because the first thing they want to put you on is birth control. I've been on birth control for so long, and I think that really messed my body up. Like, birth control does mess up your body after a while, so I really do think it messed my body up. And I was like, no, I don't want to go back on more birth control, because that's what it was. It was time for me to basically get my next 3 month supply of the pill. And I was like, no, I don't want to get back on birth control. She's like, why? I want to try for another baby. Okay, well, we won't put you back on it, So tried. Nothing. Like I said, false positives, chemical pregnancies, but nothing. And she was like, well, after coming out the pill, it takes some time to get the pill out your system, so just wait. Okay. So I waited some more time, waited about 4 or 5 months after I got off the pill, still nothing. 6 months roll around, nothing. Well, in between this time of me coming off the pill and trying, my periods was not normal. It wasn't like it wasn't back, every month normally. It was 45 days or apart, or 50 days apart, or then 1 month was back to back after 2 weeks. It wasn't normal. And I thought it was the grief, because I was grieving my grandma passing, and my body was just trying to catch up, and I was grieving, but it definitely wasn't that. So I'm telling my doctor all this, and she's like, oh no, it just takes time. It takes time. Didn't want to do blood work, didn't want to do an ultrasound, didn't want to do nothing. It's like I was had to pull her leg or her arm to do anything. Like, I'm telling her something's wrong, because I know my body, something's wrong. Okay. So here a couple months ago, it's just like I put my foot down. I was like, no, something is definitely wrong. I need to know what's going on. So I made a doctor appointment. I went and I said, I'm not taking no for an answer. I want an ultrasound. I want blood work done. I want to know what's going on. And she finally, after months, and that's why I'm kind of mad about the situation, because you could have did this when I was complaining about it months and months prior, but you doing it now because I'm forcing your hand. I'm very adamant. I'm going at you. Like, it's like I had to act a certain way to get her to do that, you know? So finally she did the blood work, drew multiple tubes of blood, and finally did an ultrasound. On the ultrasound, it said that I had one small cyst. And she was like, the ultrasound was the first thing she got back before the blood work. She said, oh, that's what it was. You got a cyst, and that's why you're not able to get pregnant. Until that bust, you're not going to be able to get pregnant. You're not going to be able to basically have a menstrual cycle, a period, nothing until that pops. So you need to go home, take baby aspirin, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so I was like, well, what the blood work say? Well, it's gonna still be some time before the blood work come back. It's gonna be days. It's gonna roll in individually over the next couple of days. Well, I want to know what that says. Sure enough, the blood work start rolling in, and I knew, you know, I can kind of read my blood test, because you know you have the app where you can. Well, my doctor had the app where you can see test results rolling in. You get email notifications when test results, you know, anything like that. So I'm looking at these test results, the blood work and everything, and I'm seeing them roll in. So all my friends is pretty much medical assistants or in the medical field, so I kind of know what's what. Or if I do have any questions, I ask them, because they would know. They've been in the medical field since we got out of school. So they start rolling in. And one that was high was the testosterone. I have a hard time saying that. Testosterone, that was very high. And the other ones, that's the only one I seen really high or out of the ordinary. All the other ones that she sent was okay. I mean, except for I'm anemic. And I knew that I have low iron, so I always knew that I've always had low iron no matter what. And that's since I've been a kid on. I've been anemic, so I already knew that. But the testosterone was high. And I'm asking her about that. She said, well, that would explain it. Well, that would explain what? You're not telling me nothing. That's how she said it, though, that you're not telling me nothing. She said, well, with the testosterone high, basically you are infertile right now. What? That's what I said. What? And we have to get your testosterone level back down in order for you to be able to get pregnant. And your hormones is basically out of whack. That's what she said. My hormones is basically out of whack with PCOS, and we got to get them back normal, and then we got to get the testosterone down so you can get pregnant. Okay, so what's the game plan? She was like, first we need that cyst to basically bust. She was like, what I'm gonna do is put you on metformin. I think metformin. If I'm pronouncing wrong, I'm sorry, but metformin, however you say it. We're gonna put you on that. We're gonna put you back on the pill, the birth control pill. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. The metformin I've never took, so okay. but the birth control, no. And basically that's what it is, and we'll see you in 3 months. You come back in 3 months and we'll see how it is. No, that's how you want to shove medicine at me, but not tell me some natural ways. I'm more like, okay, tell me something that I can do myself without the medication, because I'll take the medicine, but it's hard for me to remember medicine, because I don't feel like at my age I should be on medicine daily. I shouldn't do that. So, but you know, she was like, well, change your diet. What she say? Change your diet. That's it. That's basically what she told me. So that wasn't sitting well with me. Like, that was a hard pill to swallow. Like, and you know, I have PCOS, and you know, looking up then after I did my own research and looking up the symptoms, of course, the hormones out of whack. Okay, I kind of figured that months ago when I was telling, but okay. And then the excessive hair growth on the face. I should, you know, and the just weight, and you know how I'm feeling, the moods, and I should have known, you know. And I was just down. I was really down, and that's one of the things that got my depression kicked back up, because I have battled depression over the last 13 years. So I was down, and I was like, why is my body not doing what it's supposed to? Why, as a woman, my body's not performing how it's supposed to perform? So I was really down. Then after researching, I followed this group on Facebook about PCOS, and that helped as well. That really got me a perspective of, okay, that, you know, it's something that I can possibly not fix, but relieve some of the symptoms and change the symptoms where I can manage it possibly better, where I can possibly have a baby here in the future. So besides the metformin, I take all these supplements. I'm gonna be real with you, I don't take the birth control pill, but I do take all these supplements. I do take just a more natural way besides metformin to try to balance it out, where eventually I can get off the metformin, because the metformin is hard on my system too. That is very hard. When I took it, it was very hard. Like, it's definitely hard on the system. It's not anything for the weak, you know. So hopefully, you know, here soon I can get back to a normal space that I was in. As far as the symptoms, is at a mild symptom where I don't have to really, you know, do too much, and I can keep it at bay pretty much, and then conceive. But that has been my experience with PCOS so far. Yeah, I'm hoping it gets better. I'm praying it gets better. I just want to, you know, get this out, because before all this, before I knew I was or had PCOS, my doctor was like, well, we just think you should do a hysterectomy. That was her, you know, answer before all this. Before, you know, I was like, no, I'm not doing that either, because I want another baby. I'm not doing a hysterectomy. But that's a whole nother story. But I do want to thank you for listening today on my PCOS journey so far, and I would just keep you guys updated on the progression, and yeah, what happens from there. Thank you.